Welcome to another episode of Head Office, where we talk all things brains and business. I'm so glad you're joining me today. I want to start with asking you a question. Have you ever ended the day completely exhausted? You've answered emails, phone calls, put out fires, went to meetings, checked all things off your list. But when you laid your head down on the pillow, did you have this thought, what did I accomplish today? If you've ever felt that way, you are not alone. And here's an uncomfortable truth. Being busy can actually be one of the biggest obstacles to growing your business. I know, sounds completely backwards. We've been taught that the busiest person wins. The first one in, last one out. Always answering, always available, always moving. But movement isn't the same as momentum. Today, I want to challenge an idea that most business owners never question. That busy automatically means productive, because it doesn't. Here is something fascinating about your brain. Your brain is designed to keep you safe, not successful, not profitable, but safe. And one of the safest things you can do is keeping you busy. Why? Because busy feels productive. Busy gives you proof that you're trying. But it lets you avoid uncomfortable things, making the hard decisions, having difficult conversations, hiring someone, maybe firing someone, changing the direction of your business. Busy allows you to postpone those uncomfortable moments while you're convincing yourself you're making progress. Your brain loves that trait. Your business pays the price. I've coached business owners who have worked 60, sometimes 70 hours a week. They're exhausted. Their families rarely see them. Their weekends disappear. And yet, their revenue isn't moving. It's not because they're not working. They're working on the wrong things. Here's what I've learned. The more overwhelmed someone feels, the smaller their decisions become. Instead of asking, what will move my business? They ask, what do I need to get done today? Those are two completely different questions. One builds business, the other builds exhaustion. Real productivity isn't about getting more done. It's about getting the right things done. Let me give you an example. Imagine that you spend 4 hours reorganizing your office. Everything looks amazing. The files are labeled, desk is spotless, supplies are organized. Did you work? Absolutely. Did you grow your business? Probably not. Now imagine this instead. You spend those same 4 hours calling 5 potential clients, improving your offer, creating one marketing piece, and having a difficult conversation with an employee. Those 4 hours might change your entire month. Same amount of time, different outcomes. Here's the trap. The tasks that grow your business usually don't feel urgent. But the things that steal your attention always do. Emails feel urgent. Notifications feel urgent. Interruptions feel urgent. Another small problem that feels urgent. Your brain loves urgency. It gives you a hit of dopamine every time you solve a tiny problem. The problem is revenue usually doesn't come from doing things that feel comfortable. It comes from things that feel uncomfortable. Ask yourself one question. If you only accomplish one thing today, what would create the biggest impact in your business 6 months from now? Notice I didn't ask what was the easiest, the quickest, or the most urgent. I ask what creates the biggest impact. That's where growth lies. One of the reasons I spend so much time helping business owners find clarity is because clarity eliminates unnecessary work. When you know where you're going, you stop chasing every opportunity and you start saying yes to the things that line up with where you're going. You stop reacting and instead you decide. And here's something I want you to remember. Every unnecessary yes becomes someone else's priority and steals time from yours. I have a 3-legged stool approach. The first is the clarity. You have to know where you're going. The second, clean decisions. Stop hesitating and overthinking. Make decisions and move. And the third is the revenue driving actions. Not busy actions, not comfortable actions, but the revenue driving actions. When those 3 things work together, your business starts to move in a completely different direction. I want to leave you with something practical this week. Tomorrow morning, before you open your emails, answer a text, before you solve someone else's problem, write down 3 things. Only 3. Ask yourself, which one actually grows my business? Do that first. Everything else can wait. Because here's the truth. You don't get paid to be busy. You get paid to create value. And those are rarely the same thing. If this episode hits home, maybe you've realized something. Maybe there's a gap between what you're thinking and what you're doing. The good news, the gap can be closed, one clean decision at a time. If you'd like help figuring out what the highest value action is in your business, I'd love to help. Reach out and schedule a free clarity conversation at JackieGraceCoaching.com. That's Jackie, Jacki with no E, GraceCoaching.com. Sometimes one conversation is all it takes to stop spinning your wheels and finally start moving your business forward. Thanks for joining me on Head Office. Next week, we're going to talk about something every business owner experiences, but almost nobody recognizes. That's how your brain quietly talks you out of opportunities before you even realize it. Until then, mind your business.